Oh, I tell you, the questions people have make me want to switch to a different kind of hearing aid, a different kind of headset. This one doesn't have a boom mic. It has a little hole over here for a microphone, but that's not what I use. I use the microphone on the camera. See, I don't have a fancy setup. My microphone and camera cost a total of $11.50. I don't have to spend, for much in that regard, not yet. Or why would I? But anyway, no, it's redundant, and I don't use the microphone in the headset. But I might switch to something simpler just to avoid the question. But I would remind you, it's near the end of the year. It's 11:45 on New Year's Eve. It's near the end of the year, not the end of the world because of what the New York Times is doing. It takes one to know one and all that. The New York Times knows full well how to make theater, not in an airport with midnight blue, but, the salacious stuff about hundreds of millions of dollars because of artificial intelligence. If there is some kind of serious disagreement between the New York Times, who knows what they're doing, and those who are doing it, then I'm sure that if they haven't already concluded that, it's your material, so can we cut a deal about, the use of your material to come up with the scam known as AI. AI is a scam. Would that reduce the nature of the scam or so? Yeah, if lawyers knew what would happen in court, because a court, I don't think, would really want to start talking about $300 million or even $100 million per customer or something. I think, no matter what kind of shopping around you do, a judge is going to say, look, fact of the matter is, your best opportunity is to make it an out-of-court settlement between the New York Times and the people who want to use the data for a, novel new delivery system or of services firmly based in what is fed into a system. The New York Times has a system. Famous universities have a system. The fact that silicon memory units are dirt cheap and can replicate that system doesn't mean that whatever you do with somebody else's information is just a matter of what you can get away with. So, after all said and done, the dust settles. The deal would be made between the purveyors of AI to use what they feed in to their system because other systems know full well what they're doing. What's changed is the cost of memory, not much else. And so that means the whole thing boils down to having a court or several courts say, look, you folks need to work on, what you want to do, and if you don't, then an arbitrary ruling could be had. When we go for broke for something like that, it wouldn't be sensational. It might be talked about in salacious terms, but even that can be attenuated by responsible people. But it could be that, the people involved want to make a real, instead of 20 or 30 minutes, I don't know, what did I put up on the web today? These dramatic things for about 30 minutes or so. They could make a big deal about AI if they wanted to, but I hope they don't. I hope they can stay within reason, there can be, a settlement. I mean, there's no doubt about the need for the New York Times to be made whole. And believe you me, I expect the New York Times will be made whole. By yep. But not everybody's made whole. There are going to be some people in Rwanda who probably wonder what it all really means. And it means what a bunch of duffers in London say it means, and I really wonder, people capable of Brexit in a democracy are probably going to do something similar in terms of messing with people in other ways. Although I have no predictions to offer, I think there's no real reason to worry about predictions. Things are going to unfold. For example, you could spend hours and hours every month predicting what your phone bill would be, or your light bill, or your gas bill or something, or your water bill. And a reasonable person would say, "Que sera, sera, it's going to get here, then you can pay it." Most of the time. Not many people would want to bet on the numbers. Not many people are budgeting to the penny for all of that. So why make a prediction about a water bill? Well, why predict what I have predicted? That's not the same as predicting the cost of water. In Flint, Michigan, they have a lot more to worry about than the cost of their water. They would say they don't get any of their water. They get somebody else's water, don't they? Or water that no one should get. Or what is it nowadays? I don't know. It hadn't been reported, The last I heard, there were many repairs that hadn't been made. Is it just simply not national news whether or not Flint ever got safe, economical city water, or is it the new normal that isn't important, or what? Well, I'm just going to stay in my room and try not to worry about that, or people who bet on anything.